Yeah, so I would love to kind of take a step behind the curtain a little bit of like how you were able to scale your agency and then how you've been able to layer in some of these
Yep.
AI technologies or just advancements, like whether it be software, because I'm certainly in the process of learning Python right
Mhm.
now, and it's giving me a lot of different kind of capabilities and access from a programming level that from a marketing level I didn't have access to, and I kind of feel like AI is just that next layer on top of that. And it'll just be interesting to see how you were able to scale your agency and like where you inserted different pieces of technology as you grew.
Yeah, it's funny. It's kind of the same way you need to look at, and this is actually something I've really become aware of, and it actually came from watching more politics and government, and then realizing we all have the propensity. Companies have a propensity to spend more and more and more money, just like government. Like you build an infrastructure, they're going to spend it. You give a budget, they're going to spend it. Um, I'm trying to think of how to say this without calling them out, but I talked to a manager the other day about how the team felt bloated, and it was like, hey, like there seems to be way too many people here for what needs to be done. And his response was like, oh yeah, I told frankly the person in topic, like, this is going to be short lived, like, we didn't need this person that long, but I can't believe it lasted 2 years. And then part of me is like, mother, are you kidding me? You just said that to me, like, you wasted 2 years of this money that you actually didn't think we needed. But like on the other side, it's like, well, that's on me because I didn't challenge it, because you have to push back. Because this is going to what your question is, which is, what I like to do is basically push this to the limit until we find a breaking point, and then bring people on, because that way you don't really ever, like, unless you really screw up, people are going to have job security. Like there's a lot
Yeah.
of work to be done for those people. It's when people don't have work to do that the job security goes away. And I don't think people realize it. When it's really easy at your job and things are really chill, that's not a good thing. They're going to wake up at some point and go, why do we have all these people? And that's what's happened the past couple of years at all these big tech companies. Same thing goes for software. I get tons and tons of requests to add software to our company all the time. And the amount of, I guess, tech debt or whatever you want to call it that accrues because all of a sudden you've got a tool for everything. You're spending thousands of dollars on things, and you just go, all of a sudden you look at it and go, we don't need all this. Like this, like the easy example, because I will call them out because I do not like them. The two platforms that I really didn't have a good time with, NetSuite and Salesforce. Two tools that are so overcomplicated and so overexpensive. And like we went from QuickBooks and HubSpot to NetSuite and Salesforce thinking we had to, quote, grow up.
Yeah.
And I spent 3 years trying to get out of those contracts because HubSpot and QuickBooks were so much easier to use, so much more efficient. I had to scale up my finance team to like 7 people from 3. And now we're back to 3 because we didn't need all those people when we're on QuickBooks. And my company's grown, to be clear, since we made the switch there and back significantly. But it turned out we didn't need all that overcomplicated. So you end up with these ridiculous tools that are hard to implement, that you walk into these long-term contracts. And I don't have a lot of, I think we're getting away from that. That's where AI, I think, is really going to hurt, because you're going to get much more nimble and flexible tools that can do exactly what you want them to do versus having to buy into these massive ecosystems that are completely unnecessary. Because to their credit, to NetSuite and Salesforce credit, trying to build an enterprise tool for everyone's really, really, really hard and near impossible. So it kind of comes with the territory. But answering your question directly, both with people and with software, I've really tried to find, like, we only do it when there's a really solid business case on why bringing that person or that software on is going to make us more money. Because it's really easy to say, oh, we're going to cause relief. It's like relief for the sake of what? If we're not causing relief, like, even if the argument is we have to give employees this tool or they're going to burn out and we're going to lose them, well, I can make a business case for that. What is the cost of replacing them, et cetera? Great. Retention is a cost. Like, let's figure out what that's worth. But that there has to be a business case, or it's really easy just to go, sure, while you're doing well. And then all of a sudden you're death by a thousand paper cuts, and you've hired a bunch of people and a bunch of softwares that you don't need, and it's all out of your pocket.
So I have a couple follow-up questions to that.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you started exploring like a ERP layer, right? Of like bringing everything together. And we've explored a couple different tools, and there's some freemium tools out there, or like community tools out there that do a lot of this, and then you can develop on top of it. And there's of course tools like Go High Level that kind of aggregate a lot of these tools together like that.